What's up, Bug Dog Houdini in the garage? Today I am here to answer a simple question for you. What is the largest size tire we can fit on a stock ride height WJ? That's going to be your Jeep Grand Cherokee from 1999 to 2004. What you're looking at here is a stock tire for a Jeep Grand Cherokee WJ. It's a 235/65, in this case 17, because I have the limited. They also had some that were 16-inch rims. Comes out to about a 29-inch tire. No big deal, but not particularly impressive. Nailed it. What I want to fit is this. This is a used tire I bought off a 2017 Dodge. You can tell by the rims there. This is a 265/70/17. Comes out to just shy of a 32-inch tire. I've done this before on a 2-inch lifted WJ. Today I want to do it on a stock ride height WJ. There were a lot of ways I could have gone with this one. I could have put this one on my Jeep rims. I could have bought new rims for it. I want to use these Dodge rims so that I have a totally separate set of wheels. Unfortunately, the new Dodge pattern is 5x5.5. WJs are 5x5, so I had to get some adapters. If you're gonna try to put wider than stock tires on a WJ, you have to overcome two issues. First, in the front, the wider tire, the back of it is going to want to make contact with the front lower control arm when you're turned all the way. You can overcome this by getting spacers like I did, or you can get wheels that have more back spacing. In the rear, you're not even going to get the tire on. It's not going to clear the rear shock. All right, the top of the tire is going to make contact with the shock. It's just too close if you want to put anything too wide. So again, you either need spacers or you need wheels with more back spacing. Personally, I like to go the route of spacers because I like the way stock wheels look on a stock Jeep. I may be the only person on the planet who feels that way about stock wheels. Without further ado, let's go look at the heap. Get these wheels on. I want to see how she looks. Is it going to look like a bulldog riding a skateboard? Will the proportions be all the way off? Or is it going to look 10 out of 10? Leave your prediction down in the squawk boxes. Let's get to work. All right, friends, first thing you want to do, first thing I like to do, is give your rotor here a little splash of the good stuff. Some of that anti-seize. You don't have to go crazy. You don't have to paint this thing. It's not the Golden Gate Bridge. I like to give it a little bit of a dab just in the middle area right here. That keeps major areas from freezing to the rotor. If you go to do your brakes in 6 months and this thing's all locked on there, it's a real pain in the butt. So there you go. A little bit of anti-seize, never hurt nobody. Slip this guy on. The lugs that it comes with are the lugs you use to hold it to your hub. All right, friends, here's something they don't tell you in school about spacers. You're probably going to need to account for a special socket if you want to be able to service this thing on the road. What do I mean? All right, they've got these very annoying tiny little acorn lugs in here. If you have a big old cross wrench or impact sockets, it's not going to fit in there. In fact, my standard sockets wouldn't even fit in there. I had to modify this 19 mil from my Stanley set to keep in the Jeep so that I have a socket in the Jeep that will be able to, take these off. Say I'm on the side of the road and I need to do something with my brakes, whatever have you. If you guys saw a few years ago, I put these on my trailer, the Dirty Bird Ford trailer, so that I could use regular Jeep wheels on it. And I had to do the same thing. It's a really good idea. You don't ever want to be, what in the fork is going on here? You don't ever want to be in a situation where you have a simple problem. Maybe a brake pad blows apart. You're on the side of the road and all you need to do is pull your caliper off, put a new pad on and be good to go, but you can't do it because you don't have your fancy pants modified socket. There you go, end of rant. All right, friends, please excuse the background noise. I was messing with snowblowers last night at 10:30 at night, so as retaliation, my neighbor's running his snowblower while I'm filming. Honestly, eye for an eye, that seems fair. Now, your first thought is, holy crap, that's too much tire for that Jeep. Yeah, oh, thanks, bud. Turned it off anyway. Yeah, you're right. I don't care, though. If something's worth doing, it's worth overdoing. So let's see, what does she look like on the ground? Oh. Oh, man, if you don't like that, screw you. That is awesome. We filled up every inch of that well. All right, now here's the long and the short of it. Turning, yeah, we can do some turning. Off-road, there will be no off-road, because if you try to flex at all, you're just gonna rip all of this area out. And since this is relatively new, I just noticed it's got a dent and I'm getting some new rust bubbles there. Son of a dilly. Anyway, let me go ahead and get the other 4 tires on, and then we can take it for a test drive and see just how bad it is. Well, friends, in the effort of making sure no one can ever say I wasn't thorough, before I go ahead and do that, let's click this bad boy on and see just how bad the turning is. The back, we're good. I can barely fit my hand through there. Whatever, you don't need bumpers. It'll self-clearance. Honestly, that's not too bad. I don't mind cutting the inner out of this. A little bit right there, let's see. Oh, we're fine. Once you get past that, maybe a little contact down there, that'll self-clearance in the first 15 miles. You'll be fine. How about the back? Yeah, we might have the same issue in the back, but again, that'll self-clearance in the first 15 miles, and then, well, you know. The good news, though, I don't know if you can see it, we're not making contact with the control arm. And I can tell you from experience that that is the pants-ishing one. When you're in a parking lot going like 15 miles an hour and you cut it all the way and you make contact with that control arm, it's terrifying. You feel like you're gonna break your whole unibody in half. A little rubbing on a bumper, that do not bother me. A little paint swapping, a little rubber running, a little self-clarencing. That's just Jeeping, bud. Get into her. Alrighty, friends. Let's see now. So far, so good, eh, bud? Did we make contact with that shock? I'm thinking no. Man, that thing is stuffed and I love it. Though the back is up a bit, but you can already tell. Here's the end of the tire. Here's where the shock starts. Well, friends, I don't mind telling you that she sounds pretty rough making the turns, but I think we're gonna be okay. I've been lifting WJs for a long time, and there's a lot of stuff that can hit when you put tires on that are too big. But the reality is, as long as you're clearing your control arms in the front and your shocks in the back, you're okay. You're just contacting plastic. This is gonna get contacted. This I'm gonna have to trim because that's too close. The back's golden as long as I don't try to flex. If I flex, it's gonna open that rear door like a can opener, but I'm not much of a bragger. I don't really flex all that much, so I think we'll be fine. Alrighty, friends, we took a little once over around the block and I did a pretty thorough investigation to make sure that I wasn't gouging the tires anywhere. That's the only real problem, is when you do this and then all of a sudden there's a body seam here and that seam starts digging into it. It's nothing like that. Anywhere where we're making contact, and we are making contact, only the bumpers or the plastic cladding cover. So I'm gonna drive it like this for a little bit. At some point I may employ Eric's help trimming the fenders, because he's actually really good at that. Rolling fenders, trimming fenders, that's his wheelhouse. But we're gonna end this video here. You can fit pretty much 32s, let's call them 31.5s, on a stock ride height WJ. I would argue that this is even less than a stock ride height. At, what are we looking at, 20 years old? Those springs are definitely sagging. Now, is it a clean fit? No, but we're Jeepers, man. A little bit of grinder and paint never hurt nobody, right? So what do y'all think? Leave me a comment down in the squawk boxes. Personally, I think she does look good. They stick out a little too far, but hey man, this ain't no show truck. There's beauty in function, and functionally, this thing's gonna plow a lot of snow this winter. And for plowing, just have to go in a straight line. You don't need to turn. So, like I said, leave me the comment down in the squawk boxes. What's the biggest size tires you ever fit on a stock size Jeep? I'm pretty sure Wranglers will damn near take 33s like right out the box, won't they? Before we close this out, we are going to do a little video, but for all intents and purposes, video done, mission success, Jeep on.